Making English easy for everyone.
Speak English with Jay and May.
Hey, English learners! Welcome back to Speak English with Jay and May, your cozy little place to build your English confidence. I'm May.
Hello, May, and hello, everyone. I'm Jay. How are you today, May?
I'm doing great, Jay. Actually, I just got off the phone with my mom, so I'm feeling really happy right now.
Oh, that's sweet. You know, talking about that, today's topic is about family, right?
Yes, today we're talking about family. How to talk about your family in English. Your parents, your siblings, your kids, everyone.
I love this topic. Honestly, this is one of the first things people ask me, like, do you have brothers and sisters? And sometimes I don't know how to answer properly.
That's so common, Jay. Family is one of the first things we talk about when we meet someone new, so this episode is going to be super useful.
Perfect. Okay, wait, before we start, can I do the thing?
Go ahead, do the thing.
If this podcast helps you even a little bit, please hit that subscribe button, give us a like, and turn on your notifications. It really helps us keep making these episodes for you every single day.
Every day, yes, we're here daily, so don't miss out. Okay, let's get into it.
Let's go. So, May, where do we even start? Like, what's the most basic sentence to talk about family?
The most basic one is simply, I have a big family, or I have a small family. Simple, right?
Right. But what counts as big or small?
Good question. Usually, if you have like 4 or more brothers and sisters, people say that's a big family. If it's just you or you and one sibling, that's a small family.
Okay, got it. So, how do I say I have one brother and one sister?
You'd say, I have one brother and one sister. Or you can say, I have 2 siblings. Siblings just means brothers and sisters together.
Oh, siblings. I always forget that word.
You mean like you didn't know it covers both brothers and sisters?
Exactly. I thought it was only for sisters for some reason.
Nope. Siblings is a general word. It works for any brother or sister.
Good to know. Okay, what about parents? Like, how do we talk about our mom and dad naturally?
So simple sentences work best. My dad is a teacher. My mom works in a hospital. You can also describe their personality. My mom is very kind. My dad is quite strict.
Strict? What does that mean exactly?
You mean like you want the meaning of strict?
Yes, exactly.
Strict means someone who has firm rules and doesn't let things slide easily. Like if your dad says, you must be home by 9, and he really means it, no excuses, that's strict.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. My dad is actually pretty strict about homework. He checks it every night.
See, that's a perfect real example. You could say, my dad is strict about homework. He checks it every night. Natural, simple, and clear.
I like that. Okay, what if someone asks, are you close to your family? How do I answer that?
Great question. Close here doesn't mean physical distance. It means emotionally close. So you could say, yes, I'm very close to my family. We talk almost every day. Or, I'm not that close to my extended family, but I'm very close to my parents.
Wait, extended family? What's that?
You mean like you haven't heard extended family before?
Nope, first time.
Okay, so extended family means your relatives outside your immediate home. Your aunts, uncles, cousins, grandparents, basically everyone beyond mom, dad, brothers, and sisters.
Oh, that's a useful one. So immediate family is like the people living with you.
Exactly. Immediate family usually means parents, siblings, and children. Extended family is the bigger circle.
Got it. Okay, here's a real scenario for our listeners. Imagine you just met someone new at work and they ask, tell me about your family. What do you say, step by step?
Ooh, I like this. Okay, Imagine that with me, everyone. Let's build an answer together, step by step. First, start with the basic info. I have a small family. There are 4 of us, my parents, my younger brother, and me.
Nice. Simple start.
Then maybe something personal. My brother and I are really close. We used to share a room growing up, so we fought a lot, but now we're best friends.
That's such a normal sibling story. Fighting, then becoming best friends.
It really is universal, right? And that's the secret, Jay. When you talk about family, add small, real details. It makes your English sound natural, not like a robot reading facts.
Wait, here's the interesting part I want to ask about. What if your family situation isn't so simple? Like, not everyone has the typical mom, dad, 2 kids setup.
This is such an important point, Jay, and you're right. Families come in so many different shapes today.
Right, so how do we talk about that comfortably?
Well, you can say things like, I was raised by my grandmother, or I live with my single mom, or my parents are divorced, so I split my time between 2 houses. These are all completely normal sentences, and there's no need to feel awkward saying them.
I think a lot of learners might feel shy talking about this kind of thing in English.
Totally understandable. But honestly, in English-speaking cultures, people talk about these situations quite openly. Nobody will judge you for saying, my parents are separated, or I don't have siblings, I'm an only child.
Oh, only child. I hear that phrase a lot.
Yes, only child means you don't have any brothers or sisters. Simple phrase, very commonly used.
This is where things change for me, honestly, because I always thought I needed some complicated sentence to explain my family. But it sounds like simple is actually better.
Exactly, Jay. Simple and honest always wins. You don't need fancy grammar. You just need clear, true sentences.
Okay, let's talk numbers now. Like, how do I say how many people are in my family without sounding weird?
Easy formula. There are 5 of us in my family. Or, my family has 5 members. Both work great.
And what about describing grandparents? Like, do we say old, or is that rude?
Good catch. Old can sound a little blunt or even rude in some contexts. Instead, we usually say elderly, or you can just say, my grandparents are in their 70s, and mention the age.
You mean like instead of my grandpa is old, I say my grandpa is elderly or give his actual age?
Exactly right. Or you could describe him with personality instead. My grandpa is very wise, or my grandpa still tells the best stories.
I love that. It's warmer, right? More respectful.
Definitely warmer. And honestly, that's a nice trick for any family member. Instead of just stating facts, describe their personality or a small memory. It makes your English feel alive.
Okay, here's another scenario for our listeners to imagine. You're on a video call with a new friend from another country, and they show you their family photo. What do you say?
Ooh, nice one. Okay, everyone, imagine this with us. Your friend shows a photo and says, "This is my family." What do you say back?
I guess, wow, your family looks lovely.
Perfect start. You can also ask questions back. Who's this in the photo? Or is this your older sister or younger sister?
Oh, wait, older and younger, that's important too, right? Because in some languages, we don't even separate older or younger brother with different words, but everyone assumes we know who's older just by looking.
Right. In English, we always specify older brother, younger sister, big brother, little sister. These phrases tell the age difference clearly.
So if my brother is younger than me, I say younger brother, not just brother.
You can say just brother too, that's fine. But if you want to be specific, especially if someone asks, is he older or younger, then you use those words.
Got it. Okay, another question. What if I want to talk about my family traditions, like something we do every year?
Oh, I love this topic. You could say, every year my family gathers for a big dinner during the holidays. Or, we always celebrate my grandma's birthday together, no matter what.
That's beautiful. Traditions really do bring families closer, don't they?
They really do. And when you talk about traditions in English, you're not just practicing grammar, you're sharing a piece of your culture. That's what makes conversations memorable.
You won't believe what happened next in my family last year, actually. Can I share a quick one?
Go for it.
So last year, my whole extended family, like 30 people, tried to organize one big trip together. Aunts, uncles, cousins, everyone.
30 people? Oh my goodness.
Yes, and obviously everyone had different opinions about where to go, what to eat, everything. It was chaos, honestly.
I can imagine. That sounds like the perfect example of extended family life.
Exactly. So now I can say, my extended family tried to plan a trip together, but it turned into complete chaos. Is that correct?
That's perfectly correct, and it's such a natural sentence. See, that's real-life English right there.
I love turning my real memories into English practice.
That's actually the best method, Jay. Don't just memorize sentences from a textbook. Take your real family stories and describe them in simple English. That's how fluency grows.
Okay, I have one more thing I'm curious about. How do we talk about what our family members enjoy doing, like their hobbies?
Oh, this is such a fun part of conversation, actually. You can say, my mom loves gardening, or my dad enjoys fishing on the weekends. Simple present tense, easy structure.
What if two family members share the same hobby?
Then you'd say, my sister and I both love cooking together, or my brother and my dad both enjoy watching football together. It shows connection, not just facts.
I actually love this because it makes the family feel alive, like real people, not just names on a list.
Exactly, Jay. That's the whole point. Instead of saying, I have a mother, a father, and a sister, which sounds flat, you say, my mom loves gardening, my dad enjoys fishing, and my sister and I both love cooking together on Sundays. Same information, but so much warmer.
Wow, that's a big difference. It actually paints a picture in your head.
That's the goal. Always paint a picture with your words. Simple English can still be vivid and full of life.
Okay, one last quick one. What if I want to describe a family member's appearance? Is that okay to do?
Of course, totally normal. You can say, my brother is tall with short hair, or my grandma has curly white hair and the warmest smile. Just keep it kind and simple.
The warmest smile. I like that phrase a lot.
It's a lovely way to describe someone you love. See, little phrases like that make your English sound heartfelt, not robotic.
Okay, May, before we close today, can you give listeners like a mini toolkit, just the key phrases we covered?
Absolutely. Let's do a quick recap together. We learned siblings, extended family, immediate family, only child, close to my family, older and younger brother or sister, and describing personality instead of just age.
And don't forget father of one and elderly instead of old, plus talking about hobbies and appearance too.
Perfect additions. CJ, you're building your own toolkit right now, just by talking naturally with me.
This episode felt so real and personal, honestly. I feel like I actually learned how to talk about my own life, not just grammar rules.
That's exactly the goal, Jay. Family is personal, so your English about family should feel personal too. Not robotic, not memorized, just you sharing your real story.
I love that. Okay, everyone, listening right now, we have a question for you.
Yes, we'd love to know how many people are in your family. Are you close to them? Tell us in the comments below. We really want to hear your stories.
Yes, please share with us. We read every single comment, and it honestly makes our day.
If you enjoy learning with us, please remember to subscribe, like this episode, and turn on your notifications so you never miss a new episode.
We upload every single day, so there's always something new waiting for you.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today, English learners.
We'll see you tomorrow right here on Speak English with Jay and May.
Bye for now, everyone. Take care of your family and take care of your English.